cycle refresh graphic, please, Mr. Editor.
Yes, folks, even a British sports car needs a facelift every now and then. The Jaguar F-Type gets one, and I'm going to tell you what's changed.
First, and probably the most important part of this refresh, is what's underneath the Jag's hood. Now, the engine lineup gets streamlined and simplified, but don't mistake that for being dumbed down.
The base engine on the F-Type is still the 2-liter turbocharged inline 4. The supercharged 3-liter V6 makes a respectable 380 horsepower in the R Dynamic models.
The F-Type R, which the lovely people at Jaguar have bestowed upon me for this particular review, whops out 575 horses, all of which I am trying to become very well acquainted with.
I did my best to make Jag's alleged 0 to 60 time of 3.5 seconds, but I wanted to keep it legal, folks.
So while I'm really digging the power of this engine, I'm not as crazy about the sound as I am with the Lexus LC 500. That really, for me, is the V8 noise to beat.
While the 4-cylinder is rear-wheel drive, the 6 and 8 versions both come with all-wheel drive standard, which puts the power of all those ponies down on the pavement nicely. The 8-speed automatic transmission that all engines mate to hasn't changed, nor has our assertion that it's a good mechanism that doles out power evenly and shifts efficiently and intelligently.
So the ride quality that the F-Type lavishes on the driver really hasn't changed very much. It's very well behaved, it gets great grip in the turns, and very easily maneuverable. Honestly, this is a very easy car to drive.
I truly enjoyed filming car-to-car in this. One thing I will note about the ride, however, if you're on a road with expected bumps, do yourself a favor and get out of dynamic mode. Your back surgeon might not want you to, but you will thank me. It's a bit stiff for daily driving. But how do I tell if this is the refreshed F-Type, I hear you ask? Easy. The front end has been redone. The headlights now wrap horizontally around the car, and the front grille and intakes are bigger.
I love it when I can spot a new version of a car on the highway. It makes me feel super smart. Almost as smart as you are for subscribing to the Kelley Blue Book YouTube channel. So smart.
Otherwise, this stunner remains the neck workout it always was, just maybe an edgier, meaner version of it, which, for a refined Brit, actually suits nicely. During my time with the car, I've been ruminating as to whether the F-Type becomes a modern classic along with, say, the long-snouted Mercedes-AMG GT series, which I love, or the aggressively fun Aston Martin Vantage or instantly recognizable 911. You know what? Yeah, I mean, look at it. It's really beautiful. That color doesn't hurt either. So now you know what's different outside, let's see what's new inside. The infotainment system gets a major upgrade. First, the 10-inch screen looks great. The interface is vastly improved, but for me, it's still a bit clunky. I found it easier just to plug my phone in for Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, both which come standard. The 12.3-inch gauge cluster is completely digital now. Graphics are clear and customizable. These were both desperately needed fixes.
Fancy materials from various animals, both faux and real, adorn the inside, as you can imagine. I find the cabin actually very comfortable, but for somebody who's a little bit bigger than me, they might use the word cozy, which in real estate terms just means small.
As for safety equipment, it gets forward collision and automatic emergency braking, lane departure warnings, and lane keeping assist.
But most importantly, you can get blind spot warning as an option, which I highly recommend. When I first sat in the F-Type and looked around, I was like, oh, visibility's not that bad. When I started driving, I changed my mind.
If your sports car desires don't allow for a ton of money, the 4-cylinder base model will extract about $62,700 out of your bank account. That's also the most fuel-efficient version, even though those numbers aren't available yet from the EPA. The V6 and the V8 both take more from your wallet at the dealership and the gas station. All three engine options can be had in convertible form as well.
So a simplified engine lineup, a refreshed exterior, and new tech. You know, I think that Jag has done just enough to keep the F-Type on your to-drive list if putting a sports car in your garage is in your future. No, I am not going to come and pick you up to do that. You have to go do that yourself. I'm going to drive.